Lucas Walker stood on the dusty plain, watching the alien ship descend from the sky. The air shimmered with heat, and the ground trembled with each pulse of the strange vessel's engines. He felt a mixture of fear and excitement. No one from his small town had ever seen anything like this before. He kept his distance, hidden behind a pile of rocks, as the craft touched down and a door slowly opened. From the ship, a group of tall beings emerged. Their skin was pale blue, and their eyes were as dark as the night sky. They moved gracefully, as if gravity barely touched them. Lucas watched as they looked around, scanning the land with curious machines. He wondered if they were looking for someone or something. He remembered the warnings from the news. Do not approach. Do not make contact. But his curiosity was stronger than his caution. Lucas crept closer, making sure to stay out of sight. The alien set up a device on the ground, a glowing box with lights that flashed in patterns he could not understand. He wished he had brought his binoculars. As he shifted to get a better look, his foot slipped on a loose stone. The sound echoed across the empty field. One of the aliens turned, head tilted, in his direction. Lucas held his breath, pressing himself against the rocks. The alien walked over, moving with careful steps. He carried something in his hand that looked like a scanner. Lucas could feel his heart pounding. The alien stopped just a few feet away, looking right at him. Lucas did not know if he should run or stay still. To his surprise, the alien spoke. The voice was gentle and calm. It did not sound like any human, but the words were clear enough to understand. "We mean no harm," the alien said. "We are seeking help." Lucas was not sure if he should answer. He had so many questions. Why were they here? What kind of help did they need? He slowly stood up, showing that he was not a threat. The alien seemed relieved. Another alien joined them, this one shorter and with markings along her arms. She carried a small box and knelt down, opening it to reveal a holographic image. It showed another alien, a female, lying injured on the floor of their ship. "She is our leader's daughter," the first alien explained. "She is hurt, and we do not have the medicine to help her." Lucas looked at the image and then at the worried faces of the aliens. He remembered his father was a doctor and had taught him basic first aid. He wondered if he could help. What happened to her? He asked, his voice shaking a little. The alien explained that their ship had crashed during a storm in space, and their supplies were lost. The young woman had been badly hurt, and without help, she would not survive. Lucas thought for a moment. He knew there was a hospital in town, but he was not sure if the people there would welcome aliens. They might even call the authorities, and things could get worse. He made a quick decision. "I know some first aid," Lucas said. "Maybe I can help, but you have to trust me." The shorter alien nodded and motioned for him to follow. Lucas felt nervous as he stepped onto the alien ship. Inside, the air smelled strange, a mix of metal and something sweet. He saw the injured alien girl lying on a table. She was beautiful in a way he could not describe, with pale blue skin and silver hair. She looked at him with tired, frightened eyes. Lucas washed his hands with the liquid they provided and examined her wounds. They were deep, but not impossible to treat. He used the tools they handed him, following their guidance, cleaning and bandaging her injuries. The other aliens watched closely, hoping he would succeed. He tried to stay calm, focusing on what he had learned from his father. After a long hour, he finished the treatment. The alien girl was weak but stable. The first alien thanked him, a smile forming on his face. Lucas felt a sense of relief. He had done something important. He wondered what would happen next. Would they leave now? Would they reward him? Or would this be the start of something bigger? As Lucas stepped outside, the sky had turned a deep orange. The aliens told him to keep their meeting a secret for now. Lucas promised, knowing this was a moment that would change his life forever. As he walked home, he thought about the choices he had made and the adventure that might be waiting just beyond the horizon. The next morning, Lucas woke up with the memory of the strange night still fresh in his mind. He could hardly believe what had happened. The world outside looked the same, but everything felt different to him. As he got ready for the day, he wondered if the aliens were still near his town or if they had already left. He kept looking out the window, waiting for a sign, but there was nothing but the normal sound of birds and cars passing by Dot at breakfast. Lucas's mother asked him if he was feeling all right. He nodded and tried to act normal, but it was hard. He wanted to talk about what had happened, but he remembered the promise he had made to the aliens. He had to keep it a secret, at least for now. As he finished eating, he thought about the alien girl he had helped. Was she getting better? Would they need more help from him? After breakfast, Lucas slipped outside and headed back to the spot where the alien ship had landed. The rocks still showed signs of being moved, and there were strange marks in the dirt. He crouched down and waited, unsure if the aliens would return. Time passed slowly. Just as he was about to give up, he heard a gentle hum in the air. The ship appeared again, its silver shape reflecting the sunlight. The door opened, and the two aliens from the night before stepped out. This time, they did not look so nervous. They waved at Lucas, who stood up and walked over to them. The taller alien spoke first, thanking Lucas for his help. He told Lucas that the girl was feeling better, but she still needed rest and some medicine that only humans had. Lucas listened carefully as they explained. The aliens did not know much about human medicine, but they had a list of things they needed. They showed Lucas some pictures and asked if he could find these items. Lucas recognized some of the medicine from his father's supplies. He agreed to help, but he knew he would have to be careful. He could not let anyone see him taking the medicine out of the house. He also worried about what might happen if someone found out he was helping aliens. The aliens gave Lucas a small bag and asked him to put the medicine inside when he could find it. They promised to meet him again at sunset. Before they left, the shorter alien handed him a small device that would let them talk without being seen or heard by others. Lucas felt nervous as he took the device. He wondered what else the aliens might ask him to do. That afternoon, Lucas went to his father's study and looked for the medicine. He found some of the items on the list. He also remembered a first aid kit in the garage. He took a few things at a time, making sure not to take too much so it would not be noticed. He put everything in the small bag the aliens had given him. His hand shook as he closed the bag, but he told himself he was doing the right thing. At sunset, Lucas returned to the meeting spot. The ship was already there, hidden behind the rocks. The aliens greeted him warmly and took the bag. They checked the items and smiled, thanking Lucas again. The shorter alien invited Lucas onto the ship so he could see the girl he had helped. Lucas followed them inside, feeling both excited and afraid. Inside, the ship was quieter than before. The lights were soft, and the air was cool. The alien girl was awake this time. She looked stronger, though she still seemed tired. She smiled when she saw Lucas and thanked him in her soft voice. Lucas sat down beside her, and they tried to talk. It was difficult at first, but the device the aliens had given him made it easier. It turned their words into sounds both of them could understand. The girl's name was Lyra. She told Lucas about her home far away and about the crash that had brought her to Earth. She said she missed her family and hoped to go home soon. Lucas listened closely, surprised at how much he wanted to help her. He told her about his own town, his school, and his friends. For a while, it almost felt normal, like talking to any other new friend. The taller alien told Lucas that they were grateful for his help. He said they had never met a human who was so kind. He explained that many of their people were afraid of humans, but Lucas had shown them that there was nothing to fear. Lucas felt proud but also worried. What would happen if others found out? About the aliens? Would they be angry or scared? As night fell, Lucas said goodbye and left the ship. He walked home under the stars, thinking about everything that had happened. He knew his life had changed, but he did not know what the future would bring. All he knew was that he had made a promise to help, and he would keep it no matter what. Lucas did not sleep much that night. He kept thinking about the ship and the people he was helping. He looked at the stars out his window and wondered if Lyra was also awake, watching the same sky and thinking about her home. He wished he could talk to someone about everything that was happening, but he remembered his promise. He had to protect his new friends, even if it meant carrying the secret alone. The next day at school, Lucas felt different. He listened to his teachers, but his mind kept drifting back to the hidden ship and the repairs that needed to be done. During lunch, his friend Ben asked him why he seemed so quiet lately. Lucas just shrugged and said he was tired. Ben did not ask any more questions, but Lucas wondered if his friends would understand if they ever learned the truth. After school, Lucas rode his bike to the junkyard again. He wanted to see if he could find more useful things for the aliens. The owner, Mr. Carson, was an old man who liked to talk, but Lucas tried not to spend too much time there. He searched through the piles of metal, looking for anything that matched what the aliens had shown him. He found a small box of wires and some pieces of glass that looked important. He put them in his backpack and thanked Mr. Carson before leaving. Lucas arrived at the meeting spot. The ship was already waiting for him. He knocked on the side, and the door slid open. The taller alien greeted him, and Lucas handed over the new parts. The aliens thanked him and invited him inside. Lucas saw that Lyra was helping her people repair one of the control panels. She smiled when she saw him, and he felt his heart lift a little. Lucas watched as the aliens worked together. They moved quickly and spoke to each other in their own language, but sometimes Lyra would explain what they were doing. She said the ship needed one more important part before they could try to leave Earth. Lucas listened carefully and promised to look for the part the next day. He was amazed at how much he wanted to help, even if it was risky. That evening, while Lucas was about to leave, Lyra stopped him. She handed him a small stone that glowed with a soft blue light. She said it was a gift from her world, something to say thank you for his kindness. Lucas held the stone in his hand, feeling its warmth. He promised to keep it safe. Lyra smiled and told him that one day, maybe, you would get to see where it came from. Lucas put the stone in his pocket and rode home, feeling both happy and worried. At dinner, his mother asked him about his day, and he tried to sound normal. He kept touching the stone in his pocket, reminding himself that he was doing something important out late that night. Lucas heard a noise outside his window. He looked out and saw a flashlight moving near the edge of his backyard. He froze. He wondered if someone had followed him or if the aliens were in danger. Lucas waited quietly until the light moved away. He did not sleep well after that. The next morning, he checked outside but found nothing strange. Still, he felt nervous all day. That afternoon, Lucas met the aliens again. He told them about the flashlight and the noise outside his house. The taller alien looked serious and told Lucas that he should be careful. They said they would move the ship to a safer place, just in case. Lucas felt sad that things were getting harder, but he understood. He helped them pack up their tools and supplies. Lyra said goodbye and promised they would meet again soon. Lucas watched as the ship lifted off and disappeared into the sky, hidden by the trees. He walked home feeling alone, but he knew he had done the right thing. He hoped the aliens would be safe. As he walked, he touched the blue stone in his pocket. He thought about Lyra and her family, about all he had learned, and about the secret adventure that had changed his life forever. Lucas spent the next few days feeling lost. The blue stone Lyra gave him stayed in his pocket, warm and bright, but it could not keep him from worrying. He missed seeing the alien ship in its secret place behind the rocks. He missed talking to Lyra and hearing stories about her world. Sometimes when he walked near the landing site, he looked up at the sky and hoped to see their ship again. He wanted to help more, but he did not know if they would return one afternoon. As Lucas was walking home from school, the device the aliens had given him buzzed in his pocket. His heart jumped. He looked around to make sure no one was watching, then held the device close to his ear. Lyra's soft voice spoke through the static. She told Lucas they were nearby, hidden in a new place, and asked if he could meet them at sundown by the old barn near the woods. Lucas agreed and hurried home, trying to hide his excitement. He waited until it was almost dark, then rode his bike to the old barn. He saw a faint light inside. When he pushed open the door, he saw Lyra and the taller alien waiting for him. The ship was hidden behind the trees. Lyra smiled and told Lucas they had finished most of the repairs, thanks to his help, but they needed one last thing. There was a part deep inside an abandoned factory on the edge of town. The part was too heavy for them to carry alone, and they could not risk being seen. Lucas listened as Lyra explained what the part looked like. He remembered the old factory from when he was little. It was a scary place, full of broken windows and rusty machines. But he knew he had to help. He told Lyra he would go with them and find the part. The taller alien handed Lucas a flashlight and a small tool to help remove the piece from its place. That night, Lucas and the two aliens sneaked through the empty streets to the factory. The air was cool and the moon was high. They moved quietly, careful not to make any noise. Inside the factory, everything was dark and dusty. Lucas shined the flashlight around, looking for the right machine. Lyra and the taller alien followed close behind, their eyes wide and watchful. After searching for a long time, Lucas spotted the machine they needed. The part was large and stuck in place, covered with dirt and spiderwebs. Lucas used the tool to loosen it while Lyra helped steady the piece. It was heavy, but together they managed to pull it free. As they worked, Lucas heard a noise in the distance. It sounded like footsteps. He froze, listening. Lyra looked scared. The taller alien whispered for them to hurry. They carried the part out of the factory, moving as fast as they could. Outside, Lucas saw a shadow near the fence. Someone was watching them. Lucas told the aliens to run. They made it back to the barn, hearts racing, and loaded the part onto a small cart. The taller alien thanked Lucas and said the part was exactly what they needed. Lyra pulled Lucas aside. She thanked him again and said she wished he could visit her world someday. She told Lucas he was a true friend, not just to her but to all her people. Lucas felt proud but also worried. He asked if they would leave soon. Lyra nodded and said they planned to leave as soon as the ship was ready. That night, Lucas walked home with a mix of sadness and hope. He wanted the aliens to go home safely, but he would miss them. He touched the blue stone in his pocket and made a wish. He wished for Lyra and her family to be safe. He wished for more adventures. He wished that someday people would not be afraid of those who were different. The next day at school, Lucas tried to act normal, but he felt the change inside him. He watched the sky, thinking of ships traveling between stars. He thought about the choices he had made and knew he would always remember this adventure. He hoped the world would change too, even if it took a long time. For now, Lucas was happy knowing he had done something important, something that mattered not just to him, but to someone from a world far away. Lucas spent the morning thinking about the last adventure in the old factory. He felt proud for helping, but the memory of someone watching them made him uneasy. The next day was cloudy and cool. Lucas waited for a message from Lyra, but the device stayed silent. He kept the blue stone in his pocket and checked the sky every hour, hoping for a sign of the ship. Later that day, as Lucas walked through town, he heard people talking about strange lights in the sky. Some said they had seen something flying near the woods. Others guessed it was just a weather balloon or a trick of the light. Lucas listened quietly. He knew the truth, but could not say anything. He hurried home, worried the aliens might be discovered. That night, Lucas got a message from Lyra on the device. She sounded scared. She told Lucas that someone had seen the ship near the new hiding place, and now people were searching the woods. Lyra said they had to move again. The repairs were almost done, but they needed more time. She asked if Lucas could help distract anyone looking for the ship. Lucas agreed at once. He waited until morning and then went to the woods, pretending to look for his lost dog. When he saw people searching, he acted surprised and told them he was just looking for his pet. He led some of the searchers away from the real hiding place by calling out for his dog and searching in the wrong direction. It worked. The people followed Lucas, and soon they were far from the ship. After a few hours, Lucas returned to the aliens. They thanked him for helping and said the repairs were almost finished. The taller alien said that as soon as it got dark, they would try to leave. Lucas felt relief but also sadness. He knew he might never see his new friends again. Lyra gave Lucas a small book filled with pictures and words from her world. She said it was a way for him to remember their friendship. Lucas promised to keep it safe. He looked at the glowing stone in the book and felt thankful for the gifts, but he wished he could do more. When night came, Lucas went to the barn one last time. The ship was ready. Lyra and her family stood near the open door, waiting. Lucas hugged Lyra and wished her a safe journey. The taller alien thanked Lucas for his courage and kindness. They said he had shown them that not all humans were afraid or angry as the ship rose into the sky. Lucas stood in the dark, watching the blue and white lights fade higher and higher until they were gone. The night was quiet. Lucas felt a mix of pride and loneliness. He walked home slowly, holding the stone and the book close to his heart. The next day, Lucas felt different. He knew he had done something important. He looked up at the stars and wondered if Lyra was looking down at Earth, thinking of him. At school, things seemed normal again, but Lucas had changed. He noticed how people treated each other and hoped that someday humans would not be so quick to fear things they did not understand. Lucas read the book Lyra gave him every night. The pictures showed beautiful forests, flying animals, and people with kind faces. The words were strange at first, but Lucas learned to understand a few of them. He dreamed of one day traveling to Lyra's world, or maybe meeting other visitors from the stars. He kept the blue stone on his bedside table. Some nights, it glowed softly and made Lucas feel less alone. He hoped that Lyra and her family had made it home safely. He wondered if he would ever see them again. For now, he kept their story a secret, but he promised himself that he would always be ready to help someone in need, no matter where they came from. Lucas spent the morning thinking about the last adventure in the old factory. He felt proud for helping, but the memory of someone watching them made him uneasy. The next day was cloudy and cool. Lucas waited for a message from Lyra, but the device stayed silent. He kept the blue stone in his pocket and checked the sky every hour, hoping for a sign of the ship later that day. As Lucas walked through town, he heard people talking about strange lights in the sky. Some said they had seen something flying near the woods. Others guessed it was just a weather balloon or a trick of the light. Lucas listened quietly. He knew the truth, but could not say anything. He hurried home, worried the aliens might be discovered. That night, Lucas got a message from Lyra on the device. She sounded scared. She told Lucas that someone had seen the ship near the new hiding place, and now people were searching the woods. Lyra said they had to move again. The repairs were almost done, but they needed more time. She asked if Lucas could help distract anyone looking for the ship. Lucas agreed at once. He waited until morning and then went to the woods, pretending to look for his lost dog. When he saw people searching, he acted surprised and told them he was just looking for his pet. He led some of the searchers away from the real hiding place by calling out for his dog and searching in the wrong direction. It worked. The people followed Lucas, and soon they were far from the ship. After a few hours, Lucas returned to the aliens. They thanked him for helping and said the repairs were almost finished. The taller alien said that as soon as it got dark, they would try to leave. Lucas felt relief but also sadness. He knew he might never see his new friends again. Lyra gave Lucas a small book filled with pictures and words from her world. She said it was a way for him to remember their friendship. Lucas promised to keep it safe. He looked at the glowing stone in the book and felt thankful for the gifts, but he wished he could do more. When night came, Lucas went to the barn one last time. The ship was ready. Lyra and her family stood near the open door, waiting. Lucas hugged Lyra and wished her a safe journey. The taller alien thanked Lucas for his courage and kindness. They said he had shown them that not all humans were afraid or angry. As the ship rose into the sky, Lucas stood in the dark, watching the blue and white lights fade higher and higher until they were gone. The night was quiet. Lucas felt a mix of pride and loneliness. He walked home slowly, holding the stone and the book close to his heart. The next day, Lucas felt different. He knew he had done something important. He looked up at the stars and wondered if Lyra was looking down at Earth, thinking of him. At school, things seemed normal again, but Lucas had changed. He noticed how people treated each other and hoped that someday humans would not be so quick to fear things they did not understand. Lucas read the book Lyra gave him every night. The pictures showed beautiful forests, flying animals, and people with kind faces. The words were strange at first, but Lucas learned to understand a few of them. He dreamed of one day traveling to Lyra's world, or maybe meeting other visitors from the stars. He kept the blue stone on his bedside table. Some nights, it glowed softly and made Lucas feel less alone. He hoped that Lyra and her family had made it home safely. He wondered if he would ever see them again. For now, he kept their story a secret, but he promised himself that he would always be ready to help someone in need, no matter where they came from. A few weeks passed after the aliens left, and life slowly returned to normal for Lucas. He went to school, did his chores, and spent time with his friends, but he always felt different inside. Every night, he looked at the blue stone and the small book Lyra had given him. They were his secret treasures, reminders of the adventure that had changed his life. He often wondered if he would ever see Lyra again, or if any other visitors from the stars would come to Earth. Lucas kept the promise he had made to himself. He was kinder to the people around him. He tried to listen more and help others when he could, even in small ways. Sometimes he felt lonely, missing the excitement and the sense of purpose he had felt when helping the aliens. But he also felt proud, knowing he had done something important. One clear evening, Lucas sat in his backyard watching the sky. The stars were bright, and the night was quiet. Suddenly, he noticed a strange light moving high above the trees. At first, he thought it might be an airplane, but the light moved in a way he had never seen before. Lucas's heart began to race. He grabbed the blue stone from his pocket. It was glowing brighter than ever. The light in the sky grew larger, then stopped and hovered for a moment. Lucas stared, hardly breathing. Then, just as suddenly as it appeared, the light zipped away and was gone. Lucas did not know if it was Lyra or someone else from the stars, but he felt a strong hope inside him. He took it as a sign that his friends had made it home safely, or maybe that they were saying thank you. Days turned into months, and Lucas grew older. He still kept his secret, but he sometimes wrote down his memories of the adventure in a notebook. He wrote about the night he first saw the ship, about the fear and excitement, about helping Lyra and her family. He wrote about the things he learned, that kindness could cross any distance, that friendship was stronger than fear, and that even the smallest person could make a difference in the universe. Lucas sometimes wished he could tell someone about his secret. One day, when he was walking in the park, he saw a young boy crying because he had lost his puppy. Lucas remembered how scared and alone Lyra had felt, and he sat down with the boy, helping him look for his pet. When they found the puppy hiding in the bush, the boy hugged Lucas and thanked him. Lucas smiled, feeling the same warmth he had felt when Lyra gave him the blue stone. As time went on, Lucas used what he had learned to help others. He joined clubs at school and worked on projects to make his town a better place. He always remembered the lesson Lyra and her family had taught him, to reach out with an open heart, even when it seemed scary. He hoped that one day the world would be more welcoming to visitors from the stars, and that people would not be so quick to fear those who were different. Years later, as Lucas became an adult, he still kept the blue stone and Lyra's book. He often looked up at the night sky, searching for a sign, never forgetting the friends he had made. He sometimes dreamed of traveling among the stars, of visiting Lyra's world, and of meeting new friends in places far from home. Lucas knew he might never see the aliens again, but he understood that their friendship would always be part of him. He hoped that, somewhere out there, Lyra and her family remembered him too. Every time he saw a strange light in the sky, he smiled and felt a little less alone. Lucas's adventure with the aliens had changed him forever. He was no longer just a boy from a small town. He was someone who had helped friends from another world, someone who had shown kindness and courage, and someone who believed that even one person could change the universe with a simple act of friendship.